Alright, what's going on, guys? We got a PS5 in here today. This is going to be Reaper's Electronics versus Apple certified. The reason why I say that is the customer's brother or cousin, I believe, is Apple certified. And tried fixing the HDMI port. There's a screw missing here. I think we might be okay with the repair. Let's check it out. Let's see what's going on. It's actually not even shut. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's not even in there. I didn't even unscrew that. Oh, that's wild. Alright, let's hope the damage isn't too bad. I made this video because I figured Apple certified that I was going to see something good. That's not the right screw either. And I've already saw something good, so... Well, I shouldn't say good, but I should say kind of just as I figured. At least that one's right. And that one's right. Yeah, I can't believe this console isn't even closed properly. In fact, when I took out the screw down here on the bottom, it actually just completely separated there. So I'm interested to see what's going on with that. Let's just open it up and hope there's no horror stories in here. Alright, checking first. Disk drive, cable. Cable looks like it might be plugged in. Okay, it is plugged in. That's good. That's always good. Let's go ahead and take this off. Oh, the screws are taken out of the back of the console. That's actually what this screw is. That's why the screw has a little like sharp point on the end versus the ones for like the fans and the covers that are flat. So we know that came from the back of the console, so that was taken off for some reason. Sorry, didn't mean to bump you. This screw shouldn't be in there. That's probably why the other screw is just free spinning. Alright, this is not sitting in here right. This is not sitting in here right at all. Actually, it's like raised up. There's a peg right here that should be sticking out, like this one. Can you guys see that? I think you can. But let's see. This peg right here. See how shallow that is? And see how far out that one's sticking back here? That's how it should be sticking out. Alright, so when I first plugged this up, I turned it on, tried plugging in. Wow, this cord is super tight. Oh, it's threaded through there. Surprised that didn't break it. When I turned this on, the HDMI cord was plugged up, and it didn't really flash anything. The screen kind of just stayed black. It did flash a little bit and said check, either like check signal or check connection, something like that. So let's just get this open. Must skip taking all these screws out. Okay. I always check this whenever previous people have worked on this. This bracket right here needs to be screwed all the way down. And as you can see, turning right. Not even close. This is ridiculous. I mean, this could have just completely killed the console if he, this could have done it in for sure. If you know anything about these consoles, you know that could have done some real damage. I'm surprised it even turned on, to be honest with you. That's a little bit of a foreshadowing to what we're going to see here. It looks like some of these are bridged, those pins there. So it doesn't look too bad so far, but let's just open it up and see. Hopefully there's nothing that screams disaster in here. Oh wow, that just looks awful. That does not look good at all. Let's see if I can focus on it. What's even going on here? So the capacitor is missing behind it, but why is that like sticking out like that? Let's go ahead and get this port off and assess the damage. Wait, they spilled liquid metal, and also, where's the liquid metal? What? Where is? It's all right there on the side. What the heck? See, this is what happens. This is what I always tell you about when I say you have to clean and polish underneath it. Otherwise, it's just gonna slide off. It looks like you tried to polish it and it all just came off, but I'm not too sure. But there is liquid metal on this component here, which is not good. So we're gonna have to look over the board too and just make sure that there's none anywhere else. Alright, I don't know if I said this on the initial assessment, but I said that the HDMI cord felt weird when I was plugging it in, and I had a feeling it was because the port was melted. And this isn't cheating, I swear. I saw that before. I just don't know if I said it yet. But yeah, the port's definitely melted. So I had that assessment right in my head. I kind of figured from the beginning. There is also splatter from the liquid metal all over the motherboard. There's microscopic amounts everywhere. I'm gonna try my best to. Is my phone sideways? I think so. Yeah. I'm gonna try my best to clean up as much of it as I can, but it's literally everywhere on the motherboard. So. Okay, it took like no time heating at all. So first thing first, we want to take out the port before we do anything else to assess the damage here. Looks quite messy. Let's take a closer look. All right, the quality is probably not great on this, but as you can see, I've already cleaned it up a little bit. All those pads look intact, and so does the pads for the capacitor that goes behind the port. So everything looks good. The only thing that I do see is that they completely ripped out the back holes here where the ports go in, but that's not going to cause any issues or anything like that. So we're going to go ahead and put that capacitor on there, get a new port on here, and clean up that liquid metal. Alright, now this is how it should look back here. So you can see that we got that little capacitor on there, right there, and all those pins are correctly seated to the pads on the motherboard where they correspond. You can also tell here, the back of this port is not melted at all. These right here would be bulging out through the middle right here, and they would be melted on the sides. This is how the port should be correctly installed, so this looks fantastic. We're going to clean up the liquid metal, try to fix the liquid metal on both the heatsink and the APU side, and get that ball going. All right, so I got the liquid metal to stick. I also cleaned it up as much as I could see everywhere. I mean, it was all in between all these components all around here, which is very bad. Also, you can see that I cleaned it off of this component here as well too. So now I think we're good to go ahead and put the board back in, and as well as I cleaned up the heatsink side, and that all stuck too. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start putting it back together. We're gonna go and we're gonna test it out and see if it works. All right, got you zoomed in here just so that we can see that screw is tight and that screw is tight. Also, I think like the so this panel, remember how it was like short on this side? I think it was because the bracket wasn't actually all the way down, which was pushing up on the panel, causing this side to lift up, and all these other screws are counteracting and pushing down, which just seems like a really bad combination. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put everything back together now. Alright, so I got a bunch of the screws seated just to hold this in, and as you can see now, the peg is where it's supposed to be. As you can see, it matches the other side just like that. So it's sticking out how it's supposed to be, so yeah, I'm guessing it's because of that bracket there in the middle. I'm gonna go ahead and get all these screws put back in, and we'll plug up the content to start out. Alright, remember how when we were opening it, there's a gap here that I said that there was. So obviously no gap now. It definitely wasn't clipped in right, as well as screwed in right, but now it looks good to go. Look how good that port looks on there. So this looks pretty great so far. I'm gonna make sure I put this screw in the back. The other one's missing, but I'm gonna make sure I put this one in the back just to hold like the center of the console down to the other side of the frame as well too. Because you never know, it could like bang around or something like that, or you know, it just ruins the structural integrity of the system. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw that one in there real quick. Yeah, see, there's two right here, both of them are gone. We'll just throw this sucker in here. Just hold it out. Good to go. And this side. Good to go. Let's go plug it up and test it out. I mean, come on. It speaks for itself, does it not? It speaks for itself. So now you guys see it firsthand. Everything with this console is working just right. So Reapers, 1. Apple certified repair, 0. That's right. No, I'm just kidding with you. Yeah, so his brother, his cousin, whatever, did try. Thankfully, none of the pads were ripped off of the motherboard or anything like that, because that would make it significantly harder. And even though the liquid metal was everywhere, we were able to clean all that up. So it should be good. You never know, though, completely, because there could be super microscopic amounts that could come into some of the components where the solder sits to the board, and it could eventually just eat away at that and destroy it over time. However, that should take a long time because I didn't see any, and most of it we got up, as much as I could see, I guess I should say, we got up and cleaned off some of the components. So, yep, Reapers Electronics, 1, Apple certified, 0.